Alright, we are already in our descent towards Sint Maarten. There is the British Virgin Islands to our left. 93 nautical miles from Sint Maarten right now. Descending through flight level 220. I'm descending at quite a bit faster rate than I need to, which is fine because of what that's going to do is just give me a chance to get settled in prior to reaching Gouda. Right now to hit Gouda at 2600, we need a descent rate of 1800 feet. I've got it set for 2000 right now. You can see the little banana bar here, which shows us where we're going to hit 2600 feet. This is 40, that's 80 miles, so figure maybe 10 miles short of Gouda. So it'll give us a couple minutes to help settle the airplane. Once we get there. Alright, just trying to think of what I can do. Altimeter at Sint Maarten is 3003, so we'll wait to hit. Well, actually, we're not supposed to do it technically until 6,500 feet, so I guess we'll wait. It's one of the kind of annoying things about flying in different areas is you have to follow these local procedures, which I don't quite understand why you wouldn't want to just be keep it at flight level 180 everywhere. Just got disconnected from VATSIM for some strange reason. Alright, we are nearing Gouda. Once we hit Gouda, things start happening pretty quickly. So we cross Gouda at or above 2,600, maintain 2,600. The heading is 091 to Avaki. Then Avaki, heading is 095, come down to 1,700 feet for Lessor. And Lessor is glide slope intercept. So everything looking pretty smooth at this point. Throttle levers are at idle. Let's see, we are still 42 nautical miles from Gouda. No reason to make that's one of the things I don't know about flying these types of planes is I don't know. I mean, you probably rarely come into an airfield that's uncontrolled without a tower in a plane like this. Although I'm guessing it does happen. So I don't know what a reasonable point to make a radio call is. Gonna bring that nose up just a little bit. Still looks like about 10 miles before Gouda will hit that that target altitude of 2,600 feet. Just getting down into the clouds now. Let's turn on the. This is one of the fun things about being an airline captain. Turn on the old seatbelt sign there. Let's put the landing lights on, which we would do at 10,000 feet. At 11,000 feet, that's fine. Alright, before landing checklist, flight attendants advise passenger sign is on, thrust reversers. I'll arm them right now, even though I don't really need to. Just one less thing to do. Landing gear and flaps. Alright. So. Just getting down into this cloud layer here. Not sure how thick this layer is or how long we're going to be in it, if we're going to be in it. But this is why they pay us, right? Okay, so bring the range in here a little bit on this. Alright, we're on white needles. Right here we are in terminal mode, which we want to be in. Really is right about 10 miles that will be short of Gouda. Level at 2,600, which is just fine. And flight level 65. So we're going to want to go 3003 on the altimeter. You got that little flash to remind you to do that. Alright, we're 20 miles from Gouda. Let's make a radio call here, 122.8. Sint Maarten traffic. American flight 264 is 20 miles west of Gouda, inbound on the RNAV 10 approach, Sint Maarten. So kind of pretty, isn't it? Alright, 10 and 5 is where I want that. Alright. Start bringing some power back in here. So speed is slowing down as our vertical speed decreases. Only down to about 1,000 feet a minute now. That airspeed is going to decay. I want to make sure that doesn't drop off too much. We should be fine. So once we hit 2,600 feet, then we get altitude capture at 2,600. I want to make sure my airspeed is good. And then what we want to do is, and that indication is for 1,000 feet to go, 3,600 descending, 2,600. Once we level off at 2,600 feet, just want to make sure my airspeed is good. And once I'm sure of my airspeed, I'm going to reset that altitude to 1,700, which is our next altitude. That's for crossing Avaki. Once we cross Avaki, we can come down to 1,700. Alright, altitude capture. Got to come in with some power here. You can see that airspeed is dropping right off. Really have to be pretty smooth on your power changes, your power management in this airplane. Otherwise you just wind up yo-yoing all over the place. Figure about 65, give or take, on the 65% N1. Should do it. At 2,600 feet. Let's come back a little bit on the power. Okay, now altitude select, we're going to bring it down to 17. Alright, once we hit Gouda, that's 20 miles from Gouda to Avaki. Slight power reduction here, try to get the speed down just a little bit. Where I want it is at 210, which is minimum clean altitude, or minimum clean airspeed rather. Alright, we got the landing speed set in the airplane. Juliana traffic, American 264 is Gouda inbound on the RNAV 10, Juliana. Alright, airspeed is really nice. $20 miles to Avaki. Not gonna take a whole lot of time. Alright. Westeros is down, landing gear we'll worry about soon. Alright, 210. I'm gonna go wait for this pause to end here. There's 1 degree, 8 degree of flaps there. That's gonna start slowing the airplane down, which is just fine. Okay. And once we hit Avaki, we hit vertical speed mode down 1,000 feet. So I'm gonna bring a little bit of power out. I want to slow this airplane down to about 180 knots if I can. It's not holding altitude, as you can see. At 2,500 feet, which I don't really like. Technically, we're busting our altitude right now. Juliana, traffic American 264 is 10 miles from Avaki, inbound on the RNAV 10, Princess Juliana. Alright, we're coming into that 180 speed range here. Put in that next notch of flaps, 20 degrees. I have to add some power here. Give it a little bit of time to adjust. Alright, VREF is 134, I do believe. 132 is VREF, okay. Dial this range in just a little bit more. It's the last time I'm going to do that on this flight. Alright, speed is alright. 170. It's kind of dropping here a little bit. Alright, this is showtime here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please remain seated until we have stopped.
It's a little bit more power I don't want. Don't want it to drop any more speed, only because I'm about to throw out a whole bunch of drag. Alright, Avaki, once we hit Avaki, we're going vertical speed and down 1,000 feet per minute. And then we're going to reset the altitude to 4,000. We're going to do that right quick. Two nautical miles from Avaki. I'm going to put in another notch of flaps here. There's 30. Juliana, traffic American 264, Avaki inbound on the RNAV 10. Juliana. Okay. Vertical speed mode down 1,000 feet per minute. Now once we level off at 1700, then I'm going to put that speed is getting too high. I'm gonna go full flaps. I'm gonna go gear down. Altitude capture. Once we hit altitude capture, the speed's dropping now. Once we hit altitude capture, alright, then altitude is going to go up to 4,000. Alright. Juliana, traffic American 264, 10 mile final, runway 10, Juliana. About 70% N1 is going to give me the airspeed that I want. Now once we cross Lessor, vertical speed down 1,000 feet a minute. We got to cut that before Maypon, which is only 3.1 miles. Almost at Lessor. Vertical speed down 700 feet a minute. Right on glide slope. Okay, we're in terminal mode, which really we should be a little bit. Juliana, traffic, American 264, 5 mile final, runway 10, Juliana. Alright, now before Maypon, I'm going to have to pull that autopilot off, otherwise okay. Autopilot disconnect, but put it right back up. Juliana, traffic, American 264, 3 mile final, runway 10, Juliana. Alright, we are hand flying. Looking pretty good. MDA continue.
500. 400. 300. 200.
Sync rate.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's done right there. Nose wheel is down. Thrust reversers. And put the nose brakes in. Okay. Alright. Nose wheel steering is armed. Make the turn, I believe, right here. Well, let's just make the turn at the end. Now that, right there, is how it's done. That was beautiful. And I don't mean to say, I can only hope that all of my,
Seated until the aircraft has come to a
that all of
complete
my
stop.
jet landings would be this way. That's probably too much to ask. And 30% N1 for the back taxi. Juliana, traffic, American 264, back taxiing runway 10, the full length. Juliana. I'm fairly certain there's a plane coming in here. We gotta get our taxi on here. Get off taxiway Delta. Yeah, taxiway Delta. Alright, come back on the power, and there's that plane. You can see him coming in. There's Echo. No, I'm sorry, that's Echo right there. Can't get off there. But we can get off right here. Taxiway Delta. Juliana, traffic, American 264 is clear of the runway, Juliana. And this is a mythical flight, obviously. American Eagle, which is what I'm flying, American Eagle CRJ900, does not fly to Princess Juliana, but I am pretending that we do. And my flight number 264 is from, who's got to guess? Who's got to guess? It's from my love of the island of Anguilla. Anguilla's area code is 264. And pretty much all my flight numbers are flight number 264. When I fly the Islander for Anguilla Air Services, it's Anguilla 264. And I'll be parking Alpha 1 today. We're probably going to tick off that Delta plane that just landed behind us. It's probably supposed to park here. That plane that just landed behind us, by the way, is live traffic. That's actually, that plane actually exists on planet Earth. Alright, so let's set the parking brake. After landing, APU, let's put the flaps back. Probes and lights off. Okay, dun dun dun. Probes and lights are off. Shut down. Parking brake is set. Seatbelt sign. I always forget to do this. I love turning it on. Forget to turn it off. Passengers in the back going nuts. Thrust levers to shut off. Let's lift that up, pull it back. Lift that up, pull it back. And those will shut down. Anti-ice, fuel pumps, beacon, nose wheel steering all off. Nose wheel steering. Fuel pumps. Anti-ice, don't have any on. Beacon off. Alright. And traction brake set. Gonna attach those. Open the passenger door. Open the cargo doors. Add the ground power unit.
And please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
And that's gonna give us some power here. Turn on the air conditioner. Alright, boost pump will stay on. Turn these hydraulics off. I'm gonna leave 3A on. Because that will power the airplane. Alright. External lights off. Okay, what else do we have to do? APU and battery master off. And now we are on ground power. Everything looking good. Let's go take a look at this handsome aircraft, shall we? Next thing I need to learn how to do also is learn how to use these cameras a little bit better, because it's kind of cool panning around and looking at this airplane. Even while in flight. You can see I got my baggage doors open. Let the fine ladies and gentlemen acquire their personal items. And yeah, this is Princess Juliana Airport on a gorgeous Caribbean day. That was a really nice approach and landing. I was really pretty pleased with that. Right over here in this area is the lovely Mary's Boon. And I wish I was there right now having a cocktail, but I'm not. So, hope everybody enjoyed the flight as Delta taxis up to the its parking position here. Hope everybody enjoyed the flight, and see you next time.